And now, Dr. Larson, you are now recognized for your 5 minutes.
Chairman Scott, Ranking Member Thompson, and members of the committee, thank you for inviting me here today. I have a PhD in plant science and 22 years of diverse experience with sugar beets. I work for 800 small family farmer owners of Western Sugar Cooperative. We have a 100-year history that spans 110,000 acres across Colorado, Nebraska, Wyoming, and Montana. I help measure the environmental impact of our farmers' practices and guide their investment in public research. Included with my written testimony is the data substantiating our gains our farmers have made in soil health and regenerative agriculture. Soil health is critical for farmers. It reduces crop inputs, increases crop productivity, and instills resiliency in the agroecosystem. The USDA recognizes 4 soil health principles: minimize soil disturbance, keep soil covered, maintain living roots, and employ diverse crop rotation. Tillage, mechanical working of the soil, works against 3 of those principles and is arguably the biggest threat to soil health. I'm here to provide concrete examples from our cooperative and national trends that demonstrate conventional farming has made significant gains in soil health. Since the 1950s, modern agriculture has enabled exponential adoption of conservation tillage across the U.S. Today, a majority of conventionally produced U.S. commodity crops use conservation tillage. 1 out of every 5 is no-till. Clearly, farmers value soil health, as a third of conservation tillage was adopted with 0 outside incentive. I see similar trends for sugar beets. 82% of Western sugar growers use conservation tillage, which has tangibly improved soil health and imparted other dramatic environmental benefits. At the same time, our yield has climbed from 8,000 to more than 11,000 pounds of sugar per acre. This is true sustainable intensification. Conventional agriculture paved the way with conservation tillage. More recently, no-till organic cropping has emerged. However, most organic systems still rely on tillage, especially row crops, small grains, and vegetable crops. For both conventional and organic farms, adoption of conservation tillage is highly dependent on soil type, climate, scale, and cropping system. Ultimately, for Western sugar farmers, the adoption of genetically engineered sugar beets with glyphosate tolerance has allowed for widespread elimination of plowing and conversion to conservation tillage. Some claim pesticides are harmful to soil health. We have not found that to be true. Our farm measurement across Western Sugar shows microbial diversity and function is up 6-fold following the adoption of conservation tillage, despite judicious use of pesticides. The data suggests tillage is far more detrimental to soil health than pesticides. Despite that, in the last decade and a half, Western sugar farmers have cut the quantity of pesticides applied by 40% and reduced the overall environmental impact by 92%, similar to national trends across conventional farming. Technology on the horizon will further reduce reliance on pesticides in the future. However, mandates against pesticides today will hurt, not help the climate smart agenda, most critically in the areas of food waste and land conversion. Cover crops also promote soil health. Most closely associated with organic farming, it is also used in conventional systems across the United States. Implementation varies by region and cropping system, as does method of cover crop termination. Western sugar farmers use cover crops under a variety of circumstances. However, our primary soil armor is the residue left from the previous crop, which also serves to promote soil health, as we integrate in livestock for managed grazing, further building soil health. Conservation crop rotation is also key to soil health. All Western sugar growers rotate a diverse range of crops, including the occasional perennials. These rotations include high residue and low nitrogen demand crops that balance nutrient demands and protect the biodiversity that's important to crop health. The evolution of conventional ag practices has reduced soil erosion by 35% across the United States. It is important to recognize that the U.S. is currently a leader in climate smart ag, and farmers are accepting of further improvement. Innovations in modern conventional agriculture are primed to achieve climate smart goals. Programs authorized by this committee, like SIG, the Sustainable Ag Research and Education Program, and EQIP, have been highly effective in helping growers adopt climate smart practices. Western Sugar has used these programs to improve nutrient stewardship and implement high carbon soil amendment to regenerate soil health. As you turn your attention to drafting the next Farm Bill, I encourage you to continue to support programs like these and invest in outcomes-based solutions that keep the farmer in the driver's seat as they understand the nuance in their production system. It's also imperative to bolster research for agricultural outcomes to enable our next step change in farming. In summary, Conventional farming has employed conservation practices like reduced tillage, cover cropping, and diverse rotations, and are continuing to innovate. Thank you for the time today, and I look forward to taking questions.
And thank you for your excellent testimony. And all of you, powerful. And this is why we're having this hearing.